Welcome to another Daily Brief here at the Dakota. I'm Jonathan Starr. Thanks for joining us on this 20th of May. Hope you're having a fantastic day. This day in history, Cuba gained its independence from the United States, which had taken control of the island in 1899 after defeating Spain in the Spanish-American War. Also, that was in 1902 and 1882, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy secretly formed the Triple Alliance, a treaty organization that provided for mutual protection against attacks by other European powers until Italy entered World War I. This one's probably important to a lot of you. In 1806, economist and philosopher John Stuart Mill was born in London. One thing, though, in 1908, James Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life, was born. Later today, 9 a.m., we're going live. We're going to be joined by former Mayor Sean Sitma. We'll also be joined by District 40 Senator Jose Castaneda as we talk City Council, as we talk mayoral race, as we talk legislative roundup. It's going to be a great special 2-hour episode today. We're looking forward to that, so make sure you tune in at 9 a.m. Also, on June 17th, we are going to be hosting a mayoral debate at the Mouse River Players Theater in downtown Minot. Doors open at 6 a.m. They don't open at 6 a.m. They open at 6 p.m. And then the debate will begin at 7 p.m. We encourage you to stop by, join us. It's going to be a great time. Yesterday, City Council did meet, and they tabled the police department flock system until a full 7-person council was seated. The Minot City Council convened Monday to recognize National Public Works Week, receive a legislative update, and tackle a packed agenda covering budget planning, infrastructure, and public safety. Finance Director David Lakefield outlined a multi-year budget projection, and the city approved a new HR director while announcing a June 5th town hall on flood control. 3 finalists for police chief will participate in a public meet and greet on May 27th. Routine items passed smoothly, though a mosquito spraying contract drew dissent from Alderman Blessum over health concerns before passing 5-1. The council also approved its CIP plan, removing an unfunded $8 million bridge project. The most contentious issue centered on the proposed use policy for flock license plate readers. Amendments passed unanimously, but the council voted 4-2 to delay a final decision until the full body is seated. North Dakota Progressives outlined 2027 legislative priorities at People's Session after the inaugural People's Session held on May 16, 2025 at the North Dakota Heritage Center. Approximately 40 progressive residents convened to craft a legislative agenda for the 2027 session. Organized by groups including the North Dakota Human Rights Coalition and the ACLU of North Dakota, participants emphasized the need for stronger public education funding, expanded early childhood education, economic reforms such as raising the minimum wage and taxing out-of-state interests, and protections for personal freedoms, including reproductive rights and gender-affirming care. Governor Armstrong exercises line-item vetoes to uphold executive authority and legislative integrity. On May 19th, North Dakota Governor Kelly Armstrong issued 7 line-item vetoes across 6 bills aiming to remove policy provisions he deemed improperly embedded within budget legislation. Notably, he vetoed a section of the Ethics Commission's budget that would have granted lawmakers immunity from prosecution for conflicts of interest if they adhered to internal ethic guidelines, arguing it could shield legislators from accountability under state law. Armstrong also struck down measures including a restriction on judges waiving fees for the 24/7 sobriety program, a $150,000 grant for a Native American homelessness liaison, a $250,000 study on post-oil economic development, and a requirement for legislative approval to rename state parks. He contended that such provisions, lacking direct appropriations, encroached upon executive authority and disrupted the separation of powers. Senate Majority Leader David Hogue acknowledged the vetoes but indicated they were unlikely to prompt a special legislative session. North Dakota legislature advanced 3 ballot measures for a 2026 voter decision. This happened during the 2025 legislative session, and these constitutional amendments will be placed on the 2026 ballot. The first measure proposes raising the threshold for passing constitutional amendments from a simple majority to 60%, aiming to make such changes more deliberative. The second introduces a single subject rule requiring ballot initiatives to focus on one issue, thereby preventing multifaceted proposals. And the third seeks to amend the state's term limits law, allowing legislators to serve up to 16 years in one chamber and clarifying that partial terms do not count toward the limit. Lastly, North Dakota soybean farmers diversify markets amid ongoing trade tensions. North Dakota soybean farmers are adapting to a shifting global market landscape marked by ongoing trade tensions with China and the emergence of new domestic processing opportunities. Historically reliant on exports to China, which has been a significant buyer of U.S. soybeans, farmers like Jim Thompson acknowledged the challenges in replacing such a vast market. However, the recent establishment of 2 soybean crushing plants in the state, Green Bison at Spiritwood and North Dakota soybean processors near Castleton, has provided alternative avenues by producing soybean oil for renewable fuels and soy meal for livestock feed. These developments have lessened dependence on exports, offering some insulation against international market fluctuations. There's more on that, and there's more on all those articles if you just go to mydakotan.com, click on the Daily Brief for today. There you can see the write-ups that we have for those, and you can get the link to the full article. We do thank you for watching this episode of the Daily Brief, and we hope that you will join us at 9 a.m. today as we sit down with former Mayor Sean Sitma and current Senator in District 40 of Minot, Jose Castaneda. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.